Welcome to the magical world of Ghosties on Second.
Wow, guys, it's episode 11.
12.
It means that
No, 11. I said the wrong word.
Is that milk? Sugar? What did you just say?
I said 12,
No, okay.
and I meant 11.
I know you did not say azúcar. I don't know why I just said sugar.
Leche?
3 white people.
Oh, my.
Great start.
should
The
I
most
go?
Spanish intro ever.
Leave it in. Roll the music.
Ghosties on second.
So, Corey, you've never seen Severance?
I have not.
Dang it, man. How do you not see Severance?
I don't know what my innie has done, but but I know what my belly button has, which is not an Audi, just to be clear.
Well, I think it's because you don't have Apple TV, right?
Yeah, I got rid of it after shortly after I watched Napoleon. That wasn't like
not
connected.
Dynamite.
It was just no, yeah, the
Gotcha.
Napoleon, yeah, with Joaquin
Bonaparte.
Phoenix.
Joaquin.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
good.
I haven't
I
seen
love
it.
those types of movies. Like
It's a movie, not a show.
it's a movie. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like 2 hours and 40 minutes or something. Just what you'd expect from that sort of like older.
Yeah.
Historical
Yeah,
piece.
yeah.
I've seen The Studio on Apple TV. I've only seen the first couple episodes, but Seth Rogen. It's a comedy, but it's also like it's very like the way that it's shot. It's like a lot of one shots, like a lot. In fact, there's one episode that I'm pretty sure the entire episode is like just one shot, and it's really fun just watching it. And there's a lot of language in it, so not for kids. But anyway, interesting, and it's all set in like Hollywood, modern day Hollywood. He's like becomes the head of a studio, and so there's a lot of like Hollywood backstage stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what was cool? Brad mentioned the movie La La Land when he talked about Steve Zahn, and Jake was like, mayonnaise if it's like a if it's like a side character like Steve Zahn, like Brad's like, you don't want La La Land with Emma Stone and Steve Zahn. And I was just thinking, we just mentioned La La Land like 2 weeks ago on our pod, and I think maybe Brad was listening,
Yeah.
and maybe that's why it was in his head.
So the first episode is Be a Beaver,
Ooh, yeah.
which just out of the gate, I was like re-listening to it when my wife Kedra and the kids came in, and they were at the point where they were explaining what the name of a show could be for like a beaver show. Like just no context whatsoever, just like
Yeah.
damn it. And I was just like, we're talking about beaver show. They're not like night pod. I was like, oh.
There was
timing.
that was a fun little riff they had going with the damn stuff.
I love that that subject about the things that wouldn't seem like they'd be connected, like in nature, but they really are. I had heard about the wolves thing in Yellowstone and like how that impacted like way too many deer and all that stuff like that. What was the one that Timon did? He said like, if there's no bees, then there's no figs. No figs? You guessed it. No bees or something like that. It's just the mannerisms he did on camera was funny.
The whole ecosystem thing is just it's fantastic. It's like it's almost as if there was a grand designer to the universe or something,
Yeah.
I've actually heard that before as a defense for creation, like how if you remove like one piece, it affects everything. So just the idea that everything was, evolving at the exact same rate to be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, not to be counter to that, but then
No,
what
go
about
ahead, counter
like,
it. I'm not afraid of the
what about
countering.
like some species like going extinct is it's like we don't really need that one anymore. I think like we found an alternative. We're okay. I mean, maybe that is it. I don't know.
I think that's an interesting point. I wonder.
I don't think it's enough to like say you're wrong. I'm just saying like that's just a weird like thing that.
Yeah. Well,
But
it
I
happens
wonder
sometimes.
if you looked at the ones that have gone extinct, what the repercussions have been.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Because we know that, everything tends towards disorder. So that doesn't disprove the theory of evolution is the opposite of scientific fact, which is everything tends towards disorder, which the idea of evolution is like, it's all getting better and better. And it's like, but it's not though.
is that
So things going extinct, I think
The
goes
second
along
law
with
of thermodynamics.
no? I don't think so.
Isn't that entropy?
I thought that was like Murphy's law, like
Whatever
something.
could happen will happen.
Yeah, the law of entropy. I think that is the second law.
Murphy's law is saying that humorously suggests
That's
Murphy's
an AI
Law.
definition.
Yeah, a saying that humorously suggests that if something can go wrong, it will. And now, hold on.
Not actually scientific fact.
Yeah. It's like
Second law.
John Murphy, like pessimist. He came up with that. I'm just kidding.
The second law of thermodynamics essentially states that in any natural process, the total entropy of a system and its surroundings will always increase or remain constant in a reversible process. This implies that natural processes are irreversible and move toward a state of greater disorder or randomness.
Okay.
So on their own. Then you have something like microevolution,
Yeah,
where
which is
like the
little
birds
things.
develop stronger beaks in regions where the nuts are harder or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Right.
So it's like there are like improvements that nature is making upon itself.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say nature's, obviously we all believe in God and creation. So it's like God built that into their
Yeah.
biology.
It's part of it. Yeah.
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 One of my favorite
can
things about the
acclimate.
one of my favorite things about the classical method of learning is how when they get into the challenge years, the high school program, they really, really encourage questioning. Like, do not stop your kids from questioning and struggling through whatever their beliefs might be about God and doing it in a safe environment. You want them to present, like, don't be afraid to present arguments against the truth, because if we really trust God, his truth holds. And science, like, will always catch up to the Bible. Like, it's not the other way around. So presenting arguments from the other side, that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. And questioning it. And it's search that out. And I really love that. I'm like excited for the direction our kids are heading with classical education. But
True. Yeah. Not being afraid of,
I like that.
not being afraid of hard questions.
Yeah.
they need to be prepared for the world. And
Right.
especially if we want them to be leaders and influential people, then
Yeah. I also feel like just in general, encouraging the questioning of everything is only going to get them further from like a just life in general, but a professional sense too.
Yeah.
I feel like the best employees always question, like, why are we doing this? Like, what's the purpose?
Instead of just
Not
blindly
like,
following.
all right.
yeah. Be
Don't
thinkers.
say we got to do it.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
doing it. Yeah.
Thermostats, not thermometers.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah, your dad
Corny.
always used to say that though.
I know.
Yeah. He's like, youth group days.
That's a mic drop
Good
sound.
stuff.
Sorry. No, I'm just kidding. But, don't be afraid of the hard questions. Like when Jake asks Brad to guess where he ate that night after pickleball.
That was hilarious.
when
He
Brad,
knew right off the bat.
he knew it right off
He's
the
like, where are you? Like, where? And he's like, I was at whatever place. And then, he said,
I love how surprised Jake was and how he was like, how do you always do it, man?
Yeah.
Like the purity of the friendship moment there is just,
he's very
I love
good
it.
at that.
Yeah.
Just lucky guesses.
I wouldn't say lucky. I would say there, because he had to get one clue.
Yeah.
So like it was an
Educated.
it was an educated guess.
Sure.
Let's talk more about education. So I don't know how much further along into the episode it was that Jake talks about the guy getting his name wrong on the order.
Yeah.
And how he was saying how he
Jake.
put Jake instead of Jake. And that's just ridiculous.
Was it somebody though that maybe speaks Spanish? Because when I was in Mexico,
In what language
everyone
is the
called
name
me
Jake?
Chelby.
Did
Shelby?
you say
Chelby. It was always with a CH.
chick?
Would you
That's
like a
true.
chocolate shake with that?
It's possible. You could be onto something because I had a
Yeah.
Cuban neighbor that would call like she would call me Cody, and then she would literally got to a point where she was writing COTY on my cards.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
What did they write? Yeah, the Spanish housekeepers,
Yeah.
they'd call me Khaled. They thought that C-A-L, yeah. Podcast Khaled. They would spell my name C-A-L-E-D as in dog.
Okay.
And it was just funny.
That doesn't feel like a Spanish thing.
Interesting.
Isn't that like
They just didn't know
like
your
that's
name.
Middle Eastern? Yeah.
I know. Well, yeah, and then I mean the other Middle Eastern
Pretty olive
pronunciations.
skin looking guy.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
we had like many people have called me Caleb. Like,
Okay.
hey Caleb.
Caleb.
There was one guy who we like the local business guy that many times had interactions, and he was calling me that again and again. And one time, I just decided I'm just gonna let him know the correct pronunciation. And as we were leaving, I was like, "Hey, by the way," and I said it like in a friendly way. I was like, "Hey, by the way, you always call me Caleb, but my name is Caleb." I just want to let you know like how it's pronounced because it's stupid, but I just want to let you know. He's got it right every single time since then.
you go.
I was banking on the next time I see him, he's just gonna forget the real pronunciation. And he's gonna call me "Hey bud" or like.
Oh no, he bookmarked that in his head because you made a deal out of
Yeah, he
it.
was like,
Like whether you were trying to be nonchalant about it, you're like, "Hey, dude, I know you're walking away. We're going separate ways, but let me just stop you real quick."
I know you're exiting my place of business right now.
Yeah.
But let me give you a correction while you're.
Yeah.
No, it was friendly.
Yeah,
and
yeah. But
It was
I'm sure
also-
it was memorable enough for him to be like, "Oh,
I picked the perfect moment
Yeah.
because it was a moment that he came in and invited me to join this board of directors
Yeah.
on something, and it was like,
yeah." You're like, "There's no way I'm gonna."
not if you're gonna call me
Yeah,
Caleb.
you're gonna introduce me as introducing a new board of directors member.
It is
Oh,
interesting to me how many times we've come across people who have never heard the name Caleb.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
it's
like
weird.
I know like 50 Calebs.
Yeah,
It's in the top, like
yeah.
it's always in like the top names. Like if you look up the
Let me find that
name
real
list
quick.
and popularity.
All right. For example, in 2023, it was ranked number 49 in names for boys, according to the U.S. Baby Names and Meanings.
Or
Dang, Corey is
Thank
ranked
you.
down there. Like,
Yeah.
you have more of a rare name for these days. People aren't.
it's
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow, you're ranked 734.
love it.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. I mean, the name ranking is where you want to be lower.
Now
Yeah.
look up Kadra's name.
There's only one.
700 million.
Kadra.
Yeah. There's
Poor
like
Kadra.
without the A, like
3,499.
no, it's more than that.
The name
There's
had a rank
no
of
way.
in 2019. It's number 3,499.
There's probably 3,499 kids there.
While it does have historical and cultural significance, particular in Arab cultures, its popularity in the U.S. is relatively low.
My wife is Arabic.
She's not. Why did I pull up Facebook? Oh, guys, Ghosties on Third is happening.
Another one.
Yeah, I just saw that. That's what distracted me a minute ago.
Okay.
Okay, first of all, this is a post from Megan Delana. She says, Time and Inch, you are on LinkedIn. I'll use this opportunity to remind everyone that we have a Ghosty group on LinkedIn. Did not know that.
Is it to like help find jobs among ghosties?
I don't know.
I might join that.
Good question. Yeah, I'll join.
Like,
I was going to reach out
for jobs.
to at least Brad and be like, hey, yeah, you should totally be on LinkedIn, dude. Like, because he was saying that he's like either not on it or he has one and
Why
he's
does
not
he need to
active.
be on it? He's just woodworking and podcasting.
Yeah, the podcasting part though, it's kind of just cool to when you're looking somebody up and you see their LinkedIn and you see some of their connections. I feel like he has some cool business connections. He has a lot of entrepreneur friends.
But if he's not getting any value out of it, then
But who's to say that he wouldn't?
I don't know. I wouldn't think. But with what is important to him right now,
Yeah.
from what I can tell,
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. I'll delete that part.
I barely even like want to go on there myself.
Yeah, I know. I really
I haven't.
barely. Hold on a second. We're gonna.
Also,
Welcome back to the Ghosty Island After Dark podcast.
Laura, that's the wrong podcast. Wrong one.
This is 11 seconds long.
Welcome back to the Ghosty Island After Dark podcast.
Laura, that's the
That is funny.
wrong one.
We were talking about Shake, and
Oh yeah,
I think that
and names.
for a while they were like when we were in high school. I think they were still writing on the cups.
Yep.
And at Starbucks, I think they just recently are like they're encouraging them to do that again.
Yeah.
Like the new CEO that I think he left Chipotle and then went to Starbucks. And so yeah, he's been encouraging them to like write on it. Does yours have something written? No,
It does not.
Just the sticker.
yeah.
I want them to misspell my name. No, but I think we used to think like, are they doing this on purpose? Because you would say like
Right.
Corey and they'd be like CORRIEY, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
It always makes me think of from How I Met Your Mother, Swarley. And the girl writes Swarley instead of Barney.
Yeah, that's funny.
I forget that. What was the purpose of that in the episode?
She's crazy.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like the crazy eyes.
yeah,
She
yeah.
has crazy eyes.
Well,
And
that
everybody
leads,
calls him Swarley the whole time.
then that leads Brad talking about like when he's playing basketball with like the pastor's kid at
Oh, yeah.
church, and he's purposely calling him
It's Walker. It's Walker. but he
Walker.
calls him Walter.
yeah, Walter White.
They made a comment about like Walter Jr.
Yeah.
and they were like, "Oh yeah, he would have trouble." Like in passing, said he wouldn't get called for traveling. And I was like, "Oh, I'm glad you just quickly went over that." It's like a little bit over the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, disability related joke.
Shoot. Well, and then also got mentioned on the pod. I got the name drop. That was cool to hear.
Yeah,
Brad just talked about being at the hotel, and I hooked him up with the hotel thing. And third kid wackier than the others. That's what I wrote down because
yeah.
he talks about picking up hiding from camp and how his friends. Well, there's two cool things about his friends' kids. Number one, he talks about the kid who just goes up and is like, I'll take one of everything. You
Oh,
know?
I love that story.
And that's definitely Isley. Like, and she's a third kid. And so, Corey, if you ever have a third kid, you'll experience this.
We just had this conversation.
Yeah, we were just
this past
talking about
weekend.
Gotta have a third kid.
We had the
Come
pool party
on.
at Corey's house finally this past weekend, but our third kid had a fever. So Shelby stayed home with baby and Isley, and
Miss you guys.
I took
So you guys
Jubilee
are
over
coming out
there.
tomorrow, I believe.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Or Friday, I think, actually.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so third borns are crazy. But also his friends have a kid named Banner. And so Shelby, why don't you tell a story about how we almost had a Banner?
Oh, yeah. It's one of our most popular anecdotes. No, our second born, we were told was going to be a boy. We were totally expecting a boy. We only had one ultrasound, everything being fine. So anyway, we almost didn't make it to the birthing center in time.
Yep.
Almost didn't make it. It was just kind of this whole crazy whirlwind experience. And the name was going to be Banner. That was the name. We had been telling Justice, preparing him for his new baby brother, and telling him, he's going to be Banner. Banner's going to be here. He's going to be here soon. And the middle name was Isley. It was
Yeah.
going to be Banner Isley. So we had been saying this name, and he was so ready for Banner to be born. And so, we everything went so fast. Almost didn't make it inside. The midwife meets us outside and helps me hobble back while I have baby was crowning already by the time we got there. Sorry if that's TMI for some people.
No, keep going.
Anyway, we get back into the room. I hop into a birthing tub. The baby is born within a minute and a half.
Yeah, it was
and
fast.
it's just this whirlwind experience. It was all amazing. And then I'm calling him Banner in my arms. And the midwife is like, I think you need to look at that again. I'm like, what? And she's like, you need to check and see that you actually have a Banner. And I was like, what
She
here?
flipped the baby over, and there was something missing down there.
Yeah.
Something not there. We're like,
banners.
oh my gosh.
It was like a firework that went off in my head. I explained it that way. It was the most joyful moment. Because
It was
we
so crazy.
we had Justice, and then when we found out we were pregnant again, I hoped that it would be a girl for sure. And then when we were told that it was definitely a boy, the person who does ultrasounds, she was so sure this is a boy. And then so anyway, it was just the best surprise ever. Really wanted to have a boy and a girl, and then we ended up getting our boy and a girl. And that moment, we both knew that we were going to call her Jubilee. We both knew immediately because that was a name that we had in the holster. Loved that name.
Yep.
And
It was a very Jubilee type moment as well. I'd love to try again for a boy, except what if we had
another girl.
4 girls?
Wow.
Yeah, you see
That'd be
those
crazy.
reels when they're like we wanted to keep trying until we got a boy, and it's and then the kids are just coming to the screen. You're like, how many do you have? And it's 14. Oh, they finally got the boy. And it's
Oh, man.
I was let's reel it back and see how exhausted the parents look. Okay.
I gotta say though, the third kid, there is something different. That third kid just hits different.
100. That's why I'm
2
encouraging
kids,
you.
it was you're so stressed and you think oh, it's just gonna be more. Everyone will tell you that third kid hits different. It was
and it changes everything.
it does.
But your situation would be very different than what mine would be, because your kids are a little bit older when Isley, or were a little bit older when Isley was born. So
Yeah, we had a
Justice probably
gap.
could
They were, yeah.
assist a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't think Levi would be ready just yet.
There's
I
pros
don't
and
wanna wait a
cons.
couple more years.
There's
I
pros
wanna
and
be
cons
doing-
to spacing out or
Sure.
doing it all close together. I can't imagine,
The
my
possibilities
sister's
are
got
endless.
6,
Yeah.
just one right after the other. And I'm just oh my gosh. But then spread out, it's presents its own challenges. But it was just the best.
Yeah.
Having a third was just the best.
Yeah, that's why it's everyone's different. So obviously, it's no shame. I'm not shaming Corey, audience.
Yeah.
So, third kid, Banner story. It was just kind of fun connections. And then Rachel's brother's video. Hey,
Hey, I have been quoting that.
yeah, like a New York Nick. Hey, and also the whole time I was for this whole week I've been saying, hey, but then when I was listening to it again today, they're saying, hey. Hey, but I've been saying, hey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I know it's a little detail, but it's just funny how your memory can just not serve you well sometimes.
Yeah.
I thought it was A, but there was a little H in there.
Hey,
Yeah.
do the Isaiah dance.
Yeah, yeah.
When they were talking about the home videos, Caleb used to get so annoyed back in the day because my family
Because
was
it was one home video
it's not-
compilation.
yeah.
And
Okay,
it would
trying to
just get
watch the
played
video thing.
all the time, and you guys were so enthralled with it, and I was
We
just
love our home videos, and we quoted them like it was
wasn't
The
that
Office
cool.
or something.
Yeah, that's what I felt.
You were
like.
just jealous, and you were on the outside, so whatever. We still though we quote our home videos like we are just hilarious little movie stars. But
Oh, hey, quick little while I'm pulling this up, I just noticed on our YouTube page, last week we did the debrief with episode 442 and 443 on Friday, and then on Sunday we released an episode called Hanging with Laura Ann, and that was really fun. We want to keep doing that. So if you're out there and you want to be on one of our hanging episodes, come and join us. I think that's probably what we're going to do going forward is the first time we have a guest on, it'll just be hanging with that person's name. In fact, next week, we already have Hanging with Santo Mac on the books.
Right.
So Brittany, a.k.a. Santo Mac, is going to be joining us. And so the listeners will have that fun stuff to look forward to.
Give your teammates a chance.
Give your teammates a chance.
There were so many
man.
like in that like phase of basketball references.
Yeah.
You need Linsanity back. It's like a guy's name's like Andrew Lynn or something.
And I was not involved in that at all at that time.
I just kind of I never watched NBA, but I knew some of those like Cinderella story type thing. Like,
hey! Yeah. I just
give your teammates a chance.
I've been using that one on the kids too.
Yeah.
Give your siblings a chance.
Give your mommy a chance. Hey. Clean up your toys.
I wonder if there are more videos out there from his channel. If little Tim Coop has any more, somebody posted on their YouTube video. Sure. Somebody commented like Troy Bolton walked so that Tim Coop could run. Who was that?
Oh, that's great.
Wrist 961.
Trist 961. Oh wait, was that? Don't tell me that's the same Trist as Tristy Meservy. I wonder if that's the same person.
It is, yep.
It is?
Tristy, Missouri.
Dude, on Laura Ann's post where she says, a fan, okay, so our only fan, Tristy, wanted us to make a second Ghosties on Third episode. It'll drop on Friday. Dude, what a small world. I was going to say that, but as I said it, I'm like, yeah, actually the Ghost Hunters podcast community is a small world. Those of us who are like super active on socials and whatnot. So anyway, cool beans, small world, love it.
Yeah, on purpose.
On purpose.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, I thought that was hilarious. I'll also say another thing from the Facebook group when they talked about, I forget which episode it was in, I didn't take this in my notes, but the song That's Amore.
Oh yeah.
Was that the first episode, I think? I couldn't believe that he didn't
How has
ever
he ever
hear
heard
that.
that song?
I
feel
was
like we sang it all the time. Like
you know what
growing
though?
up.
I've definitely heard it so many times because growing up, my parents, they had like CDs of all the different like cultures, like restaurant music from different cultures. So the Italian dinner music, Mexican restaurant music.
Never heard this before.
I'm trying to think of another
Yeah.
Chinese maybe. So whenever we'd be making that style of food in the house,
Okay.
we'd have that music
Set the
on in
vibe.
the house. Yeah, set the vibe. And I do that now with our kids.
Yeah.
I find an ambiance on YouTube. And we've kind of gone wild with the ambiances. Like there's an ambiance for everything these days. I remember even like we were doing a Star Wars themed birthday party for one of the kids. And I found like a ambiance that it was like you're in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon. And it was just like kind of Star Wars music in the background and just like you're in the cockpit and the stars are going by you and stuff. Just to have it on the TV like as the party's going.
Like thinking
I
back
love ambiances.
when we've been to your house for like things
There's always something on. Yeah, that tracks. In fact, listeners, if you want to comment on whatever, if you have a favorite ambiance that you find yourself going to again and again, maybe a couple of them, why don't you go ahead and put those in the comments? Heck, drop the YouTube link if you want to. We'll check them out.
Mine's always like cozy coffee shop.
Oh, Cozy
That's what I
Coffee
always
Shop's a
put
good
on.
one.
The main one that I'm exposed to on an annual basis is the fire log thing.
Oh,
with
yeah.
Christmas. My dad always
Oh.
would put it on.
Okay, wait. We could do a s'mores of ambiances.
Well,
Oh, fun.
I don't even have. I can make them up.
yeah. So maybe for next week.
I'm not gonna go research it. We can do it
No,
right
make
now.
up an ambiance that you'd like to have.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because
fine.
you know what? My kids try to concoct their own ambiances by putting it in the search bar. Like,
Exactly.
so
Keep going.
Jubilee is searching princess breakfast cozy ambiance
All right.
this morning. And I'm like, Jubilee, that's too many things. Like, just
You know what though?
find an ambiance.
With
A lot of keywords.
soon enough with AI, she'll be able to type that into the AI generator on YouTube, like some YouTube AI generator. And it doesn't exist. I'm just saying, like in the future, and then it'll create one.
We're
Yeah.
probably really not that far from that.
Yeah.
'Cause
Or just
now you
as-
can just go to ChatGPT and make an image.
Yeah.
Yeah. Justice looks up very specific things like, what's the other one that he did? Loki. A Loki ambiance. I was like, Justice. And it was just
Yeah.
the same music over, but it existed.
Yeah.
Loki.
Yeah. Mischief.
There are people who like that's their that's what they spend their time doing. They just like put these things together and they just put them up there, and that's passive income. Yeah. You create it once, you post it up there, and then maybe you eventually have like 500 ambiances on your channel. And so there's one for.
I know. I've thought about making some up because we love having it so much, and there are things that are missing. That it's like, oh, it'd be kind of nice to have something like exactly like this, you know, or not so fake feeling, or this, but without jazz. You know.
Okay, last night when I was going to bed, I was this close to putting on. I was thinking, I wonder if there's an ambiance of like somebody reading a book. Like there's like a fireplace, it's kind of dark, and somebody's like reading a book. And then I just thought, it's just like an audiobook. Yeah. Like you can have like a fireplace, so like put an audiobook on your phone. But then I just thought, I wouldn't forget the fireplace. If you're going to sleep, you don't have to be dark in the room anyway. I wonder if there are audiobooks on YouTube. There must be, that it's just like black screen and somebody's just reading, and you can like hear them turn the pages. Like they have like a microphone on the book and
Like
on the
ASMR.
Yeah, a little bit of ASMR.
I feel like you could still like that could be a podcast or like
There probably
podcast
exists.
thing,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
On
I'm hearing
Spotify.
fire crackling behind.
Yeah.
In the background.
I've definitely seen a couple of people on Spotify podcasts where like they're reading Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
And it's like their voice. They're not like some famous person who reads things.
Yeah.
But you know what? During the COVID days, there was a lot of different actors who like would read, whether it was like bedtime story things or like novels. And I think Andy Serkis did like a start to finish live stream of him reading The Hobbit. And he just read the whole book all the way. It was like for charity,
That's so
I think.
awesome.
Yeah, so that exists somewhere. But you know, here we are. We're recording podcasts. We have microphones and stuff. We have like this setting, this availability where we can record audio things and video things. And I was just thinking we should do something for our kids. Like we should do something.
Oh, yeah.
Where whether we read something or we tell stories, like purposefully doing something specifically for our kids, so that one day they'll have this to look back on and like watch and listen and stuff.
Well, I think reading books is a really cool thing too. I've thought about doing that before just because it would be like such a nice thing to put on. And I actually have a friend from homeschool that says she does a thing like that, like does books for her kids to listen to her reading books, like when they're going to bed or something like that.
Yeah, I want to get my
So-
dad to do that because my dad used to read to us. My
Yeah.
dad tells the kids stories like whenever they.
Like he makes them up.
Yeah,
He has like a series that he does. Like
it's called like Super Spy Family or something like that.
It's like an ongoing thing.
And he even uses like the AI voice generator. He got like a President Trump AI voice generator, and he like typed in like the mission, and so then he like had the kids listen. He's like, "Hey, we have a special mission from the president," and
Oh, he'll have a whole like official letter typed out.
he
They'll
really
go
goes,
places and
yeah.
he'll have like missions, but it's connected to the bedtime stories.
he's a good grandpa.
He is.
Cool.
Yeah,
It's a lot of fun.
it's like dang, I never had a grandpa at all growing up. Like I just never had one. So I'm really happy that my kids have
Yeah.
two awesome grandpas, and they have a great grandfather.
You know what's really interesting too is like think about what you just said. Like I also didn't have both of my grandfathers are both still alive, but like we weren't as active in a relationship as like your dad and your kids are. Same thing with my parents and how like they interact with my kids now. So I think like maybe for the next couple generations, like think about how we're going to be interacting with our grandkids.
Yeah.
We're probably going to be like even maybe at least the same amount of active with,
If not more.
yeah.
Yeah. I had to like I regularly thank God for the closeness that I have with my family because like even our we have a girls chat that's like on my mom's side, my mom and my aunt, and then my girl cousins and my sisters. And we're in there every day. And it's like, it can go from, is the one place I feel comfortable really to go from like, we're talking about something super serious to now here's some random funny thing that my kid just did, or I'm going to say something stupid, or like, and there's no offense. There's no stress. There's just like, we know we love each other. We know that we're family. And then there's always a place to go when we need prayer or encouragement, but then it's also lighthearted and fun too. It's just like, but I had all of my grandparents and almost all of my great grandparents I was close to. I had one great grandfather pass away when I was very young that I didn't know super well, and one that was gone before I was born. But like for the most part, I knew all my great grandmas, like multiple great grandfathers, and had them involved in my life. It's just kind of amazing.
Yeah.
And close to all my aunts and uncles and my cousins. Like I know everybody doesn't have that experience. It always is like crazy to me, like when people aren't like, oh yeah, cousins. Like I have a cousin that lives in another state. I'm like, what? Like I have 20 cousins.
I know I didn't
We're
have
all
that growing up. I didn't
besties.
have bunch of cousins everywhere and stuff like that. It says millennial parents, this is a study done, millennial parents, particularly fathers, are dedicating significantly more time to childcare and actively participating in their children's lives compared to previous generations, especially baby boomers.
I thought it was like, I heard that too, but I thought they even said like it's upwards of almost like 3 times as much time.
I've heard that
as
exact
like
stat, yeah.
Yeah.
It says this shift is evident in increased time spent on active caregiving, household chores, and involvement in their children's education.
Right.
See? I did
Yeah,
the
we
dishes.
don't like
YouTube?
stop at the bar on the way home every day. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're
Well,
involved
That's so true.
I always get offended, like I'll say this. I'm like, whenever someone's like, oh, can Caleb babysit? I'm like, you mean
Those are
parent?
my kids. Yeah.
They're Caleb's kids.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah,
Can Caleb watch the
Can
kids?
Caleb keep the kids
You know
while
what they
I'm going somewhere?
mean,
Like,
yeah.
yes. I know what they mean, but they really, they don't get it. Like, I mean, my dad will be like, oh, I just feel so bad for Caleb every time I'm doing something. I'm like, what? Like, I'm with the kids all day long every day. Not that I'm so grateful.
Okay, so they were talking about how they went to go see Timon's show and they had a great time. You know, he was playing the role of Friedrich, or whatever Friedrich.
He didn't die.
Right, he's alive. Friedrich lives. Friedrich leaves. Leaves.
Leaves what?
I don't know why I'm speaking like with like a Norwegian accent now. Okay, anyway.
Are you from Norwegia?
That was a little Jennifer Coolidge. Okay, so Jake says, he's like, oh man, I'm jealous that you got to go to the Maria show. And Brad was like, how do you solve a problem like Maria? I just thought that was fun. I just wanted to mention that. I thought that was funny, Brad. You're the man.
Oh, I had to throw in, talking about Sound of Music, when he was saying he was the tallest of the kids. So do you remember that, like me being in Sound of Music?
My sister's graduating class.
Yes.
Sound of Music. Yeah.
Yes, I know. It was the first like big show that my mom ever did, Sound of Music. So she puts me in as the daughter. Was I the second oldest daughter? But I ended up being the tallest of all of the Von Trapp kids.
Yeah.
And so it was like
It was funny.
the line of Von Trapp kids. Anyway, I was like, hey, I was the tallest Von Trapp kid too.
I can relate.
All right, well, hey, we're about to switch episodes, so this is the perfect time to roll it on over to Dusty's Top 5.
Welcome to another episode of Dusty's Top 5. Dusty's Top 5.
Let's go!
We got a pretty good top 5. You'll see me later in the episode. Maybe. And well, yeah, we should probably get into it. Number 5, the intro to Be a Beaver. It was very funny, like the hey double chicken, that one. Yeah, that was pretty funny. All right. Number 4, we got the impressions when Brad was doing like the Kronk impression. I'm pretty sure it was, and of course the Jennifer Coolidge impressions. Those are very funny. Number 3.
Am I gonna watch Pirates of the Caribbean with you?
Aren't you a little too young to watch that?
Yes, I am.
Maybe later. I'm doing my top 5. Well, anyways, number 3 is guess the most popular song. It was pretty fun, but not the funnest. I wish there were some songs that I knew, but it wasn't. But it was still pretty fun, I guess. Number 2, Kid Schmores. Yeah. Number 1, the blind rankings. Yep, blind rankings. Anyways, that's it for me. I know, guys, but remember, you'll see me later. Okay, alright. Well, see you guys later, but for now, it's been Dusty's Top 5.
It was funny how they started the episode like with the capital S thing.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll kick your capital S later. Go ahead.
All right, we're back at it for episode 445, Prude, not Crude. And they talked about how they wanted to put that on a t-shirt. And I was just thinking, I probably wouldn't wear that t-shirt. Sorry. But I bet there would be definitely people who would. Maybe some Christian ladies out there.
Yeah. Ghosty Island.
Ghosty Island. By the way, if you've noticed, I have this timer. This is timing the timer because it's timing us.
Yeah.
I know that joke really landed well. But I got this so that it would keep us on track. you know, so
Yeah.
we don't
Way
record
not.
for like 3 hours.
Yeah,
because
we've been doing that. We've been recording for 6 hours.
we have a
at
bad
time,
habit.
And Caleb, he barely gets it down to an hour 30.
I have to edit a lot of stuff out of these
Yeah.
episodes, guys.
I'm joking. I do literally no work except for talk here and then leave.
Corey shows up. He's a pretty face. Gets in, gets out.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what this is for. If you're wondering what this green box is on here. But by the way,
I think a lot of people were gonna ask that. So
it stopped moving. I think the batteries died. I got this out of the lost and found at the hotel.
this all makes sense.
Oh my gosh. Well, there it is.
There it
That's
is.
why.
But yeah, you talked about time and I'll kick your capital S. Brad that was great by Brad. They talked about radio and how video killed the radio star, and
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
You kill the radio. Is that something?
Video killed the radio star.
Yeah.
Da-na-na. Okay. I don't want us to get flagged for
Yeah, copyright. 'cause
Copyright.
that
Oh,
was
well,
just
take
kidding.
out me trying to do that because I didn't even remember how it went, and
Yeah.
I was doing it totally wrong. So
I'm just teasing.
But yeah, when's the last time you guys have listened to the radio? Just straight up the radio.
It's funny that they mentioned this because
Yeah.
only recently, but the past couple weeks, I've been on a little bit of a kick of like,
No.
sometimes I'll just turn the radio on my way to work instead of putting some music on. Occasionally, like I have my Bluetooth thing. So I have like an old 2006 minivan. So there's no Bluetooth connectivity. I have one of those little things that plugs. It's Bluetooth to the phone. So you can Bluetooth to it.
The
but then
FM transmitter thing?
yeah,
Or
but it's not
AM
FM transmitter.
AM?
It's like a Bluetooth
Okay.
transmitter.
Okay.
But it plugs into the little aux auxiliary.
Okay.
But the battery dies on that after a couple of days. So whenever the battery dies, I have to plug it back into the thing to charge, and it won't let you charge it at the same time as
All right.
whatever.
Technology, yeah.
So I'll listen to the radio at that point, or sometimes I'll just have my phone speaker on. If
Yeah.
I'm listening to like the pod or something. But yeah, so I listen to radio, and yeah, the ads suck.
Yeah. I was gonna say the last few times that I've listened to the radio, yeah, it's literally I think I wrote this in the notes like 60%. I kind of just made up that number, but
Yeah.
it feels like it's that
It's
much.
good guesstimate.
I was talking to my dad, his parents, his dad has been in like a rehab hospital for like a little bit, trying to recover, and he's driving to like Riverview maybe a couple times a week, and then now they're a little bit closer in Brandon, but he was saying like it's
Let's
like
go, Brandon.
yeah.
There was another part of the pod.
I
Sorry.
know. It's like an hour plus drive for them or something. And
Wow.
he was just saying, I said, what do you like? You listening to podcasts? Like, what are you listening to? And he was like, yeah, it's sometimes the radio. He said, sometimes just I'll go the whole ride just quiet in silence. It's like sometimes you just can think really well that way. And I was like,
Yeah.
I think I would take that over just like like Jake's experience of like he turns it on and it's like the middle of a kind of a catchy song that he knows the
Right.
words to, and then literally the next 20 minutes are like, let's talk about Continental toilet paper.
I probably ride in silence like twice a month.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
my
we have,
baby girl.
a little interruption here.
Oh,
Thanks for bringing her.
thank you.
Come here, Dusty. Come say hi to the pod, buddy.
Hello.
So my parents watch the kids while we record, and
Nice.
baby Sunday was just a little fussy tonight, so they walked her on over. They live like right behind the hotel, so.
Justice looks at you like, a little? A little?
Dusty, how about you sit down for a second? Talk to the pod.
Please on.
Sure. What? No. Say hello. What have you been up to today?
Nothing.
You went to youth group?
Yeah.
What did you talk about tonight?
What?
What did they talk about tonight at youth group?
It was a scavenger hunt.
Oh, it's the summer of fun. Youth group summer of fun. Nice.
That's cool. Is it like the whole month or something they're doing, like activities or something?
Through August 6th.
Oh, wow. Okay, so they really do the whole month. And at Lakeview, they did like May-tastic. I don't know. It's like, I guess every month, every May, I should say.
Yeah.
They just like 4 weeks, or I think it was 5 weeks actually. It just happened to be. But like, yeah, there was like activities. They did a talent show the last week. They did slip and slide kickball, which that was the one
Yeah.
week I didn't go.
I saw
which
that on
I wish I
Facebook.
went. Yeah. They were good.
Here, how about Dad? Dad, have you come get on the pod real quick? All right, Dusty. Swap out for Dad real quick. For Papa. Oh. Nice.
Very nice.
Wow.
Hello, boys.
When Jake and Brad's parents get on the pod, it's like it's always like
Yeah.
the best thing ever. It's like, wow.
No pressure.
No, it's great. Yeah. All right, this is my dad, Barry.
Hello.
My kids know him as Papa.
Yeah.
Papa Bear.
Yeah.
Corey.
I think like a lot of people refer to it as like Pastor Barry.
Pastor Barry, yeah.
Or PB.
Yeah, PB. Yeah.
He's been like a
I don't know if I ever
youth
like,
pastor or like a
called you anything to
What's a
to
regular
your
pastor
face.
Hey, you. I was just scaring the heck out of you.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Oh yeah, you married my wife and I. So
Yeah?
Oh my
so
gosh.
appreciated
I
that.
forgot about
I don't know why I just like did.
And Caleb and Shelby.
Oh yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
Wow, who else?
Matter of fact, we just celebrated the anniversary of your proposal. Remember that?
That's right. That was 2011, I think.
Yeah, was it?
Because it was 14 years ago.
14 years, yeah.
Yeah, shoot.
So I
I did
had
this
this-
whole elaborate, speaking of, Justice talked about scavenger hunts. It was a bit of a scavenger hunt proposal for Shelby. It ended up in this, she had to put on a Belle, Princess Belle dress and go all around Tampa Bay from the beach to Chick-fil-A.
And I drove her.
Yeah, and you and then Noah.
Yeah, and Noah. So
My little
Noah was
brother,
like
Noah.
13 at the time. I don't know, 12 years old, 13. And he had the videotape everything. And we weren't allowed to talk to her, really. Remember that? It's like, can't say anything. She just has to anticipate. And it was like, all right.
Noah was dressed up like Miss Teapot. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Like little Chip.
Yeah, like Chip.
Mama, I want to stay up, Mama.
That was
a bad Chip impression. Sweet. Okay, well, what's something that they always like talk to their dads about?
Farming?
Yeah, farming.
What did you guys get for Father's Day? What did y'all do and get for Father's Day?
Shelby. Oh, I'll put a picture. I'll put a picture right here. Shelby embroidered
Oh, yeah.
a little ghosty on second logo. It was like a little ghosty with a little peace sign,
That's cool.
and she did a great job.
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't like 5-star quality, obviously, because it was your first time ever doing something like that.
Yeah.
But for what it was awesome. And it doesn't look bad at all. It looks great. What about you?
At my desk at work, just sit at my desk, all morning drinking coffee. I have like this like coffee warmer thing, and it was starting to break. So I just said, please, like I'm gonna not buy this for myself now. Just buy it for me for Father's Day. I can make do with what I have. And so I got a new one, and
Yeah.
it was like there's 3 temperature settings, and the one that I had before, it was only like no matter what setting, it was only doing like 130. So it's just like barely keeping the coffee at like somewhat of a temperature that I
Right,
want to drink it. But this other one, it does like what the old one was supposed to be doing, which is like 175, 150, and 130. I like it like 150.
Yeah.
But
That's hot coffee.
yeah, 170 is hot. Like I think that's like when you pour it, like fresh.
It's like scalding
Yeah.
coffee.
I used to have people that when I worked at the call center that they would like make it, and as soon as they shut it, they like pumped it, and they like just full gulps. And I'm
Holy
like,
smokes. They probably like have no
Yeah.
sensory
right.
on
It's
their
like,
tongue.
they've done that for so long. That like,
And I'm an
Yeah,
iced
so
coffee
good.
person, so
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, same. I will say the pod knows, regular listeners know the story of how I had that Father's Day card for my dad, Star Wars Father's Day card for like 2 or 3 years. I guess 3 years.
And I heard about that a couple pods ago.
Yeah. That I had got, but it was like in my backpack and just out of sight, out of mind. So this year I finally wrote an inscription in it and I gave it to my dad for Father's Day.
He did.
So what did the other guys get you? What did the other brothers get you?
Cards, gift cards.
Oh, I didn't put any money or anything in any kind of gift card.
I get to spend time with my grandchildren. So
That's right. That's a good gift. Watch my kids
yeah.
and enjoy it. So, have you listened to any of the Ghost Runners podcast?
I think 2, like way back when you guys started this, because I wanted to know
What it was?
what it was all about.
Context,
Yeah.
yeah.
What was your impression?
Yeah, I mean, it was good. It was funny, you know. I think I was telling you the other day, and if the original guys are listening right now, I do apologize. But I like listening to you guys like talk very quickly about whatever they're talking about, and then adding all your personal stories and
Yeah.
stuff, because it's given us so much insight into things Caleb was thinking,
What's
and
happening, yeah.
you know, and all that kind of stuff, and Shelby the way she thinks and stuff. After knowing them for so long, but I don't know. So it's more personal for me. So
Nice.
I don't have the time in my life to listen to both.
Oh yeah, I know.
So
Yeah.
It's a
God
lot of
bless
time.
y'all. Yeah.
Kedra, same thing. She doesn't listen to the podcast, but she listens like religiously to this. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is episode 11. You ever listen to podcasts at a faster speed?
Yeah, sometimes
What's like your top speed?
just like 1.5.
1.5.
Yeah.
That's a good top speed.
Yeah, because 2 is
1.25.
just 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Stuff,
you know.
Oh yeah, 2 is wild.
One time on the way here, like I was trying to like re-listen to one of the first episodes, and I listened to it at 2. Yeah, I didn't quite get through the whole thing. but
Yeah.
it was like almost from my house to here. I listened to like, I don't know, 80% of it. It was very quick. It was a recap.
It's nice that they give you that ability.
Yeah,
so
that's
that you
awesome.
can
I don't know
do
why
that.
there's options above that. Because I feel like sometimes there's like 2.5.
In fact,
just getting anything out of this.
when I was editing for a long time, for the first 7 episodes, I was editing in iMovie. And then when I started editing in Riverside, when you edit in the Riverside app, you can edit at that speed. So you can like listen through it at whatever speed you need to. And you can also be like reading the transcript along with it. Whereas in iMovie, you're stuck at regular speed. And you don't see a transcript. Editing in Riverside has been amazing for that because I can edit through faster. It takes a long time. And I wonder, actually, I want to like ask Timon about this, like what his process is for editing.
Yeah.
She kept saying,
You want daddy?
"Mommy back, mommy back,"
Oh,
no.
and then it turned into "Mommy, daddy."
She's
mommy,
been
daddy.
saying, I taught her how to say last week, I taught her how to say, Daddy is cute. She's been saying daddy cute.
That's funny.
Hey, Sonny. Come here, baby. Come here.
Daddy.
All right, sorry. Well, on the pod, they talked about, Brad was talking about how his nephew asked him about a baseball walk-up song. He was asking his opinion, and he was kind of going through it, and he was like, hey, I kind of like when this one guy would do like Jesus Freak. Like, that was kind of cool. Like, if you go the faith way, or like, what kind of a thing would you want? He was just trying to help him out. So I was thinking we could give our baseball walk-up songs.
Oh wow.
I haven't given any thought to this at all.
And both you guys used to play baseball.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I
like
played
one
Little
season.
League a lot.
Yeah. Oldsmar didn't have the audio equipment set up.
So, can you think of a good walk-up song? Gotta take this off. Is that better? Want to see Dada?
I'm glad we got time to think too. 'Cause
Yeah, I know. Okay, baseball.
even
walk-up
I saw this in your note and I was like, I have an idea.
For me, it would be something from the '80s.
Yeah.
I did have notes about s'mores, but it doesn't matter.
Aw.
Well, if you have, send them. We'll speak. Like say it for you.
Or I can insert like video of you.
Talking about it, yeah.
So if we know what they are.
For my second pick.
When she's asleep tomorrow, taking a nap, just record yourself.
Yeah.
Justice, I thought we could next week do schmores of ambiances. Top 4 ambiances.
Ambiances.
I know. I didn't know about this.
YouTube ambiances.
Oh, okay.
Like a peaceful piano in the garden
Yeah.
or crackling fireplace.
Those things are constantly playing at our house
Yeah.
because of our dog.
I know.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But you were saying, I mean, that whenever we go over to their place, like there is something playing too.
I was originally the song "That's Amore" came up on the pod this week, and so we were like, how does Timon not know that song?
He doesn't know that song.
Timon has no idea that song. Well, the reason why I know that song so well is because it used to, whenever we'd be making Italian dinner or something, you'd always have that like Dean Martin
Yeah,
soundtrack.
we had ambiance
where,
playing,
there was
yeah.
always
And when it was Mexican, we had Mexican music playing.
Yeah.
we said all this. Yes. Did we have another one? Was it just Italian and Mexican? Did we have a third?
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I
What
was
other,
trying to
kind of,
think. Like,
what other kind of food is there?
well,
French?
I do.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I do.
We don't eat anything else. Yeah.
At work, like if we have Chinese food at work, I'll type in Chinese restaurant music, or like at home if we have Chinese food, I could probably just play like 6 seconds of it real quick.
Yeah.
I'll overlay that.
Wow.
Either way, I'm sorry, love.
No, it's okay. Bye, everyone.
Yeah.
Want to say hi, Sunday? Say hi in the microphone.
Can you say hello? Say hi.
Oh,
Not having it.
sorry, baby.
Coffee.
Do you want to ride back over her with her, or
I can do
okay?
You want me to give my walk-up song?
Oh yeah. Give us your baseball walk-up song.
I can't think. Probably the theme to Top Gun.
Oh,
Danger Zone. Danger Zone.
Oh, Danger Zone.
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking the Top Gun
Oh,
theme.
sorry. Yeah. the
Okay, so Danger Zone. All right, cool beans.
It's good. It's a good one.
That's a solid one.
All right. And with that, I'm out of here.
All right, we'll think of ours. What do you think? Come on, walk-up song. Try to get the energy pumping.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, dun, 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 dun. What song is that?
I thought you
Back in Black.
Oh, Back in Black.
Back in
Yeah,
Black.
it's
AC/DC.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool one.
Yeah.
Love you, baby. Thanks, Dad. What's that? There's like a channel that these guys just sit around and they just read like terrible youth group stories gone wrong. Have you seen that channel? They're reading a story and it's like, when I was a youth pastor,
No.
I thought this was happening, but I accidentally said this on the microphone. You've never seen that?
No.
Oh, my algorithm definitely has that. And a little
an
bit,
algorithm.
probably half the time, I just end up scrolling past them because it's kind of annoying. It feels a little put on sometimes. Like
Yeah.
people might be making up some of these stories. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Either way, so baseball walk-up song, "Welcome to the Jungle," and I did the Top Gun Danger Zone.
I don't know that I'd pick Welcome to the Jungle, but I don't really have an alternative.
Yeah, I'm also thinking like as far as like Christian wise,
Oh, sure, yeah,
like or faith kind of song. I was trying to think of like what would be a good, probably something by like Brandon Lake. You know?
Yeah. But Skillet has some good, like, probably like,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh, what's that? There's that new. It's kind of maybe
That song is like, is a Skillet song where like,
Oh yeah, from like
Yeah.
the early 2000s.
yeah. Or maybe like some Lecrae. I know that Brad mentioned Lecrae too, but like, but back when we were in youth group, like some of the Lecrae songs were
Church clap.
Kinda
Let
hit
me hear
pretty
that
hard,
church
yeah.
clap.
right. I think there's like there's
There's a
some
dance to it.
there's some like Christian hip hop that's out now that is like sounds like the hip hop now, where like you don't understand half what they're saying.
Mumble rap.
It's a hot take, I guess, but yeah. But I mean, it probably has a nice beat because that's what like I feel like hip hop now in general
Right.
has like nice beats, but like what's happening?
Yeah.
What are we talking about? I don't even know what we're saying.
I know.
Yeah. So it's a okay boomer there to myself, but whatever.
Justice, what about you? Baseball walk-up song. If you were playing a sport and you were like announcing Justice Sullivan, what song would you want to play?
I don't know. Something rocky, I guess.
Like the movie Rocky? You
Something
like a
that
Jonas
sounds
Brothers
rocky.
song?
Maybe.
What about that? We were just listening to the Jonas Brothers have a new live album. It's like live from the O2, recorded in London.
Okay.
And we were listening to some of the older songs, and I was like, "Who can name this song?" And I just hit play, and like just the intro, and Justice was naming them. And I was like, "That's my boy."
Yeah.
I love the Jonas Brothers. I'm a big Jonas Brothers fan from back in like high school days and stuff. And so the fact that Justice could recognize songs like "Paranoid" and "Fly
I'm
with
gonna have to
Me,"
listen to this on the way home.
and dude, I loved it. Yeah, and they did a great job. We actually went and saw them live at the. I won concert tickets. Do you remember that? And so we had a great time that night, and ended up running into my sister-in-law, Josiah's wife, Heather.
Okay.
She was also there. Like we had no idea.
Yeah.
They were like in a completely different section, but we ran into them before the show, and then ended up giving them a ride because they'd Ubered.
Yeah.
So I ended up giving them a ride home afterwards. Like it was just kind of fun.
Wait, that was here?
Yeah, in Tampa.
And they were just visiting, and she just so happened to also be going to the concert.
Well, she was in town for I think a bridal shower or something like that.
okay.
And-
Josiah was not.
No, he wasn't. He was up in.
Strange coincidence.
I know.
Like,
It was
kinda,
just like
cool.
it was just crazy. It was fun.
Yeah.
And in fact, I found out she was there from the group chat. Like I texted a picture to like the brothers group chat,
Yeah.
and Josiah was like, "Oh yeah, Heather's there." And I was like,
What are we
"Dude,
doing? Yeah.
my sister-in-law is here.
Yeah.
Like you have to tell me these things. Like
Yeah.
we could be chilling right now." Anyway, so we ended up doing that. Like we ran into them and had fun.
That makes me think of like this is totally off subject, but kind of adjacent to what you're saying. That one time in high school, we were vacationing up in like the mountains, like North Carolina or something like that. You know where I'm going with this? Caleb and I went to a school, maybe 200-ish kids.
Yeah.
Like from K-12 or preschool, whatever they would, maybe
K-5 to 12.
K-5, sorry, not
Yeah.
K-12. But there was a kid that was maybe, I think 3 grades below us, where I think I knew him like in passing. Like I could recognize him, recognize his face. But we're up at like some like off the beaten path like restaurant in the mountains, and keep in mind we live in Florida, and I see this guy that like goes to our school, and what a weird moment. It was just like, I mean,
Did you go say hi?
yeah,
Okay, good.
yeah. I mean, I think we kind of acknowledge each other, like, what?
What are the odds?
Yeah, what are the odds? I mean, that's probably that's it, because like
Yeah.
I don't think we had much of a conversation beforehand, but it was just a really weird.
After that at school, did you ever reconnect?
I think we probably did like acknowledge it, like, wow, that's crazy. But like beyond that, it's not like that was the beginning of a fruitful friendship. And now,
If that would have
we
happened to
play
me,
pickleball on the weekends or something.
I would have gotten so excited. Like,
Yeah.
what are the odds?
Yeah.
So, in fact, I have a very similar story.
Yeah.
I didn't actually run into him, but I guess it was the beginning of senior year. I was up in I'm sorry, it was the beginning of junior year, and I was up in North Carolina as well, up in the mountains for Thanksgiving. My family, just me and my brothers and my parents, and we're there. And I forget what mountain, but was it Beach Mountain or something? I forget. But I found out through texting Jacob Peters, our classmate. Again, like just one of 200 kids in our school, one of just 30 kids in our class. and he happened to also be in North Carolina in the mountains.
Yeah.
On the other side of the same mountain.
Yeah.
Like their family had a property up there.
Right.
And I was like, you mean like this mountain in North Carolina? Like, yeah. I was like, dude, I'm here too. I thought it was so crazy that we were all that way from home, so close, and yet didn't hang out. I was like, I feel like we're destined to like, we should try to figure this out. It didn't work out.
You're like,
I thought it was so cool
Load
though.
some dynamite into the other side of the mountain and make a path.
Well, there was another time where I found out a friend, like we lived in this neighborhood, the neighborhood in Forest Lakes where we lived for like 9 years.
Okay.
And there was like this tree line, like, and like a little bit of a, not a river, not a lake, like a retention pond lake thing.
Yeah.
And so like there was like just something and you just didn't know what was on the other side of that.
Yeah.
Found out one time that like a pretty good family friend lived immediately on the other side of that, like in a nice neighborhood that like
backed up into it.
Yeah, you had to enter the neighborhood. It was like pretty far away. So like I had no idea that the neighborhood that they lived in was literally
big.
50 feet from our condo, and literally like, went outside and yelled, and then they yelled back, and it was like we were on the phone and it was like, dude, no way, this is awesome. So anyway, like it's just funny like when you have those little like small world moments.
Yeah. Crazy.
Anyway, all right, sorry. Schmores of kids. They talked a lot about Schmores of kids. Dusty, you got something in your pocket for us?
Take it out.
I got a list.
You got your own Schmores of kids?
Yeah, do you guys?
No. This is great though.
Let's do it.
You got to talk into the mic.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Go ahead. Oh, I'll say this. Let's
He's like, what is,
let's
you
just
gotta take turns. Like, read them all. Just
let's recap a little bit the Schmores that they did. I remember there was like
this might help.
the kid Leroy.
Yeah, that was good.
That was really funny.
That was like a Jake. Pull a page out of Jake's book with
Yeah.
like the champagne.
Yes. Okay, so let me just read them through. Madison McCullough, thank you so much for summarizing the Schmores every week and putting them on here with the poll. That's awesome of you. All right, so Jake said, a farmer boy who takes on qualities of his dad.
What a first pick.
Yeah, Shirley Temple. And that could either be the drink or the young actress. Athletic girl, not a tomboy. And then Sophia Grace. And when he said Sophia Grace, by the way, I'm pretty sure I know who he's talking about,
Yeah.
but I didn't look it up.
I could picture who he's talking about.
Is it the girl from the? Yes, it is. I'll put the little meme right here. Either way, we got Timon, who said the kid Leroy, Dash from The Incredibles, Mason Ramsey, Laura Ingalls. Brad said his daughter Hattie, Kevin McAllister, kid who says Annie, and Anne Frank. I actually haven't voted on this yet. Who do you guys think won that? I'm kind of leaning towards Jake actually, because the farmer boy with the qualities, who can, like the little kid who can talk about a tractor, like he's a farmer. Athletic girl. I always had a crush on athletic girl growing up. Like there was always in elementary school, I always had a little crush on like the girls who were like still girly and pretty, but like could also kick your butt at kickball.
Yeah.
Like there was something about that I just thought they were cool.
Court.
Yeah, I thought they were cool.
That girl from that movie, what's it called? Facing the Giants or Little Giants?
Although she was more of a tomboy, and then towards the end of the movie, she kind of turns into like she wants to look pretty and stuff too.
Gotcha.
Any thoughts though on maybe? I also like Dash from The Incredibles. I thought that's a great one.
I like Kevin McAllister.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Kevin McAllister is a great
That's a good
pick.
Yeah.
And Hattie, everyone loves Hattie, especially whenever she's on the pod. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah.
And Anne Frank is like, that's a
Don't know who
bad
that
A.
is.
She survived like so when Nazis were like literally rounding up all the Jewish people and taking them to concentration camps and stuff. Her family, you'll learn about this soon. Her family hid and in an annex, like essentially like an attic space. A family hid her family and like two other families. There was a bunch of people hiding in there, but she was like a 13-year-old girl. So imagine like being your age and having to like hide and be super quiet and like live with other families in like a closet kind of like, I mean, super tiny head.
She wrote letters and stuff.
Oh yeah. She wrote in a journal.
Yeah.
And so
So
that's,
it's a diary of Anne Frank.
there's a book.
A diary,
of Anne Frank.
not a journal.
Yeah. My bad. So actually I'm going to vote Brad on this one. I'm going to go with Brad. Do you guys agree with that?
I feel like this one I need to probably like study it a little more before I get like a definitive answer.
I mean, it was Jake and Brad. It was a close call, but when you have Kevin McAllister and Hattie, And Frank. The kid who says any, what's he talking about?
The kid, the like farmer kid or whatever, not farmer kid, but like kid that I think was like talking about. Maybe it was
It's
farming
like,
stuff.
it's like a viral guy.
And then, dang it, I don't want to say like I want to articulate this better. That I think he says like they ask him if he checked the mail, and he's like, yeah, I did, I checked the mail, and then like I checked it earlier or whatever, and they were like, was there any letters or something like that, and he's like, any. Or something like that. I don't know. He asked, instead of saying like, were there any bills or something, he said like,
Yeah.
any? I'm not saying it right.
I
They
think I know what
talked
you're
about
talking
it like
about.
maybe 6 months ago, or
Gotcha.
maybe more than that.
Okay, well, let's do s'mores. Let's go.
Don't go me first.
Okay, let's go. Justice, Caleb, Corey.
Okay.
Just like
Okay.
that. Okay, go for it. So you start out with one, right?
My first pick is Peter Parker, of course.
Peter Parker.
Okay.
That's a good kid. I mean, teenager. But
Still a kid.
Yeah, still a kid,
I
technically.
mean, he's like 22 in No Way Home, and Doctor Strange still calls him a kid.
Yeah. Okay, Peter Parker. Solid. I'm going to go with the apparently kid.
I don't know that.
It's like a video of this little red. It's like this little redheaded boy. He's at the fair, and he's being interviewed by like a news crew.
Yeah.
Like, apparently, and apparently, he keeps saying the word apparently.
Yeah.
It's very funny. Go ahead, your turn.
The corn kid. It's gone.
That was about to be on my list. I just thought of it.
So did I when he said that.
A big lump of knobs.
It's got the juice.
It's got the juice. Oh man, that's a great interview, and the fact that they turned it into a song.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a solid. You win round one, my friend. Peter Parker is a solid, but Corn Kid.
Is it snake draft or is it just?
Yeah, now-
Mine are
got
all
it.
from movies, just so you know.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna say. I did not prepare for this. I'm gonna say, "Hey Arnold."
Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
Hey football head.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's great.
Just a good show. I don't have any other justification.
Okay, a good kid. I will go with Lewis Stevens.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who that is either.
Even Stevens.
Oh, okay.
Shia LaBeouf. But yeah, that character, Lewis Stevens. He's a kid.
Alright.
I loved that he was always trying to play pranks on his sister, and he and his friends were always just having a good time.
Nice.
What was his friends' names, Justice? The guy and the girl.
Twitty and... Oh, my gosh, what am I?
Twitty's right.
Start with an F or something? Is it like
Tawny.
Tawny, nice. And what's the name for bonus points? What's his other friend who ends up like becoming friends with his dad that one episode?
Oh, Tom.
Tom, dude. Tom is like
He's so
these
funny.
guys like before The Office, Even Stevens was the greatest comedy show of my life. Like I loved the comedy of Even Stevens. Okay, so even Lewis Stevens.
Okay, next pick, Ron Weasley.
Oh,
dang.
dag
That's
nabbit,
good.
dude.
That's
He's the
good.
best character in Harry Potter.
Wow.
He is.
Wow. Shoot. Okay. Ron Weasley.
Next is Greg Heffley.
Greg Heffley from the
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid. So you have the Diary of Anne Frank,
Yeah.
and the Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Pretty similar.
Yeah.
Situation.
Close. Okay, all right.
I love that honorable mentions was like Hezbollah. when he mentions that the interaction with Mike Tyson, that is such a cringy thing. I hate it so much. It's hilarious though.
Shoot, man. Okay. I'm gonna say what's the kid's name? I see dead people.
Oh, it's Haley Joel Osment. Yep.
Haley Joel Osment.
Yeah.
That's my next pick. The Sixth Sense.
Yep.
A great movie. I don't hear many people talk about, but we love it as our family loves this movie.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
No, not Sixth Sense.
What I'm about to say.
What?
What's the movie I'm about to say with Haley Joel Osment, the two old guys?
Oh,
Talk closer to the mic.
Secondhand Lions?
Secondhand Lions.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I like
right.
that. Oh, he's a boy.
Yeah. Haley Joel Osment is a boy.
Okay,
But-
Haley threw me off.
Got you. But I also wanted to say Forrest Gump. He's Forrest Gump's son.
I thought you were saying Forrest Gump was the kid, and I was like,
Oh,
I
no.
know, that's kind of a stretch.
Shelby and I just rewatched Forrest Gump the other night,
Yeah.
and it was so perfect. You know, the guys talked about recently on the pod, like when you're watching something and it rains and you're like,
Yeah.
and that happened. In Forrest Gump, in the movie, it started pouring rain on the house at the exact same moment that it started pouring rain on our house. It was a magical moment. It just felt like that Dolby.
That's nice.
Yeah. I literally went outside. I cracked the door because there's a door like right off the living room. Let's crack that door so you can hear it even more. Perfect.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Number 3 pick, Ferris Bueller.
Oh, Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
That's a delicious pick,
Yeah.
man.
He's a little mischievous. He had the day off.
Bueller.
Yeah.
Bueller.
Yeah. Don't know what my 4th pick would be. Like, I was trying to think of like a celebrity or something like that, but I'm going to go with 4th pick in no particular order, my son Levi.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Got to throw in like like a kid. Like
That's right.
My kid.
All right.
You have
I'm gonna
too
go ahead and
many
give it-
to say.
I'll give it to
kid.
Justice.
Okay.
Justice top 5.
Yeah.
Is that your third or fourth?
That's 4, I think, right?
Yeah. Rounding it out. Yeah.
All right, my last pick. I'm trying to think of a better one. This is all I got. That's like the best one. Ezra from Rebels.
Oh, Ezra from Rebels. Nice, dude.
It's good.
What's Rebels?
Star Wars
Oh,
Rebels.
Star Wars Rebels. Okay.
Animated series.
Nice.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a. Okay.
You have some honorable mentions?
I
No,
do.
go for it.
All right. got
I'll say
the,
Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen.
Um,
I had a crush on Mary Kate Olsen when I was a little kid. I used to watch the Olsen twin videos. We'll solve any crime by dinner time.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was
I
like the
remember
Adventures of Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen.
Remember like the circus one or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I got the that youngling who goes, Master Skywalker, what are we going to do?
The youngling who gets killed by Anakin Skywalker.
And then of course me, which I guess is already on your list.
Oh my gosh. Lame, dude. Lame. You can't call yourself out.
The kids from the Goonies, I guess.
Have you seen the Goonies?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
When?
with Hop.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to scoot your chair in so you can be closer to the mic.
Sorry, yeah.
Students who just sit like.
Just
And then
scoot in. Keep scooting. Keep scooting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the kid from Indiana Jones 3. That kid's funny. K-Hugh Kwan.
3? I thought that was Indiana Jones 1.
No, that's the third one.
You're right. Indiana Jones 1 is
And
the
then
one
he-
that he has the. No. It's 2.
It is?
Yeah, Indiana Jones 1 is where he has the Ark of the Covenant. Indiana Jones 2 is where he has the kid, who's also the kid from Goonies,
Yeah.
who grew up to be in Loki
Yeah, I love Loki.
and in Everything
isn't-
All at Once. Everything Everywhere All
The
at Once.
second one is Temple of Doom, right?
Yeah, Temple of Doom. That's where the kid's from.
Anyways, okay.
And then the third Indiana Jones is the Holy Grail.
Okay.
The kid's not in the Holy Grail one, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. Okay.
Anyways, yeah.
Sorry.
Pretty much it.
Any honorable mentions?
Ash Ketchum.
Ash
I just thought of it. I should have put it on my list.
That's great, dude. That's a great
yeah.
one. Gotta catch 'em all.
What else?
Pokemon.
I think Jimmy Neutron. I should have probably just mentioned that instead of.
Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought it was some more.
Yeah, I think like, what was that show? What was that like Disney, like before NSYNC and like Britney Spears were discovered? There was like a Disney thing, like a Disney singing show thing. It was like really before our like time of consciousness. I think like early '90s. But that's where like Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera, NSYNC, like all of Justin Timberlake. I mean, like all of them were discovered on it.
Are you talking about like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse or something?
I don't think it's Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Oh yeah, you're right. The Mouseketeers.
Nope, that's also a cartoon. I think.
No.
I think it's like it might be like the Mickey Mouse sing along.
MICKEYMOUSE.
No, that's just an animated series.
No, but that's on.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
MOUSE.
Yeah.
That's a very annoying cartoon.
Yeah,
All right. It was called the Mickey Mouse Club.
yeah, that's it.
The
Okay,
Mickey Mouse Club.
Yeah,
Shoot, dude. Yeah. Okay.
Thought of some more.
it's just making stuff up on the whim here. Like, of course, now I'm at honorable mentions and I can think of it.
Okay. I'm gonna say this one for sure. The kids from Rocket Power.
Okay,
Rocket
Yeah.
Power.
Yeah.
All right. I think we should wrap that up. We should wrap up that
Okay.
segment.
I got one more.
Okay.
One more honorable mentions. The Sprouse Brothers.
Nice.
Ooh,
Cole and
Dylan
Dylan
and
Sprouse.
Cole.
Yeah, Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
The Jonas Brothers.
I was gonna say
When
that.
they were kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the best version. The best version of the Jonas Brothers was when they were kids. I'll say that right now. I'll stick to those.
Yeah.
They're good now, but just like the purest form of
I
like
thought of another
their
one.
voices like stretching and cracking and not cracking, but they're like that like whiny rock. Like,
Thought of another one, but like everyone hates him.
what?
Little Anakin.
I love episode 1, Phantom Menace
yeah.
Anakin.
Whatever happened to that kid? Never heard of him.
Dude, by the way, Alvaro, also a fan of the prequels. My man.
Nice.
What?
Whatever happened to that guy?
I think he ended up going through some troubles.
The dark side.
Yeah, he turned to the dark side. for a little while, but I think he was in recovery, and I think he's fine now. I'm pretty sure. All right, well, guys, I think it's time to wrap it up.
Yeah.
You agree?
Sure.
Justice, thanks for joining us. Yeah. All you ghosties out there, thanks so much for rolling with the punches on this week's episode. I mean, we had Shelby, and then my dad, and then Justice. Like, it was a wild ride, and I had fun doing it though.
Yeah.
It was a great night. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. I don't think I'll ever forget this night. I won't soon forget this night.
Yeah.
You know, whenever somebody says, "I'll never forget this moment," I don't like saying that anymore, because it's like, you don't know if you're ever going to forget this moment.
Yeah.
And you
probably
can
are.
you can confidently say, "I won't soon forget this night." Like, you could. It sounds more epic, and it's more true too.
Right.
Like, you won't soon forget.
It wouldn't be like, I won't forget this moment because I journal. Like, you wouldn't say that. You would,
Anne Frank is just, "I will never forget, and neither will the world." That was kind of dumb. All right, sorry. Anne Frank, I love you. I didn't mean to dishonor you with my lame sense of humor. And with that, it's been episode 11 of Ghosties on Second. Much love.